Atrophy of the nerve because of bad alignment leading to loss of space. Loss of alignment. Simply look at your posture. If you're looking at your ear in front of your shoulder, you're losing a curve in your neck. If you lose a curve in your neck, you're going to start putting lots of stress of gravity on it. Do a demonstration of that for sure will happen. Stress of gravity will act improperly. They say every centimeter your neck goes forward. Just posture is the window to our spine and nerves, right? Posture is the window to the health of your shoulder and muscle, the rotator cuff, the wrist. Posture is a root, right? I mean, for someone to get a shoulder care and not improve their alignment of their spine is not good thorough care on the shoulder. You know what I mean? You resort back to the spine because all muscles come off the spine, ultimately, and all nerves will flow through the spine to give it proper energy for healing, right? So we got to look at the spine, we look for the soft tissue problem. I do both, because when I was working on your shoulder, I worked the shoulder, I worked the spine. But what I was saying is that when you put your bad posture, can you move like this with your shoulders? No. You have limited motion. What about if you have bad posture? Can you breathe the same? Your actual breath goes down 30%. Tell me how cancer is created. Cancer is created by not getting the oxygen in your body on a daily basis. That's one big one for sure, proven, right? It grows in a non-anaerobic environment. So poor posture leads to poor energy. Poor posture, Nobel Prize winner says, right, that 70% of your energy goes to your posture. So it's very important that we have good curve, disc, nerves, and posture reveals some of that. But an X-ray is very diagnostic, right? To tell where you're at. But we can reverse it. Medical people don't know the training of this, and they often say, you know, you can't reverse arthritis, but that's completely untrue. Right? You can increase the disc spaces. You just have to listen to the information on the wobble chair. You know, nourish it. It's hard to nourish when you're bone on bone, though, right? That's what I'm saying. It all depends. If you're really degenerative, you can't. So normal, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, 4, that's the low back vertebrae. So causes of subluxation is lifestyle, right? It's the most common cause, well, lifestyle meaning that the process of being born. It's not a lifestyle thing, but it's just, you're not here without being born, right? So either way, you went through it, right? We all did. But the most common cause of vertebral subluxation is the process of delivery, birth. It can be very traumatic. How many of you have been through it? Excessive stress on the neck, pulling, whether it's cesarean, the stomach, still can be very stressful. Because it's a small incision, they got to do just as much stress to the baby's spine. And it's not getting the beautiful molding through the vaginal canal, collecting the proper immunities, the bacteria, and everything. So it's not a good thing to do cesareans, but too many of those are done, by the way. It's per capita, there's more done here than practically anywhere else. But that's another medical thing. So then we have, my kids went through midwives, and it was a beautiful, natural, patient process, and they're all medically trained, and they're so wonderful. I highly recommend midwives. And we have a doula that helps support the whole process too. And I check their spine right at birth. Okay, I'm pediatric certified, and I just make sure. There's a good start right there, misalignment in the spine. And that's this slide right here. Right? Majority of babies are born with a normal curve. If you have excessive stress, you can begin life right away with misalignment. Okay? Forceps, vacuum. What about your lifestyle? Car accident, fall, sport injury. After any injury, get checked by a chiropractor. Generally in our society, chiropractors are the spinal correction, natural correction experts. Okay, but doc, I've never been in an accident. There's an accident to the spine? They say that sitting is 10 times more compressive to the spine. Sitting is equivalent to heavy manual labor. I mean, prolonged sitting. Heavy manual labor. Sitting is just back. Okay, and that's why I talk about motioning and alignment there. So this is other traumas, right? So I go to companies, many of them, on ergonomic checks on their workstations. Other common minor repetitive traumas, well, there's your driving posture. Well, cycling is healthy, but make sure your spine is healthy, because sitting in flexion is even worse than just sitting, okay, by a long shot. Bad lifting, bad computer use, not having a hands-free phone, and bad pillows, right? Do you know what happens in your spine if you're missing a curve? Just look at the spinal cord. There's endless looks at dissections in spines and what happens to the nerves, right? They atrophy, they get thin, they depress. You can imagine what's happening to nerve flow down the body? It's not the same as this, right? So here's a healthy curve, here's an abnormal curve. Black is normal, red is abnormal. This person had such a bad degenerative spine, only age 46. Unfortunately, he came to see me, and he passed away. And I'm not saying it's solely due because of this, but I'm saying that this, you know, it's a reflection of how healthy we are, how degenerative your spine is, and how misaligned it is. He passed away, unfortunately, of cancer. I mean, I gave you the study on immunity, right? Is immunity and cancer not connected? Is your nervous system, it's called psychoneuroimmunology. You heard of that, the psychoneuroimmunology? That's a big topic that's current and well studied, that your immune system is nothing but a circulating nervous system. Your immunity is your nerves. Your nerves are in your gut. They're coming from your nervous system. Your immunity is mostly in your gut. Normal cervical x-ray, normal forward curve, smooth and regular vertebrae, this space is equal. Starting to early subluxate, right? Starting to get, it was early sub, now you're losing spaces. Now you're losing more spaces in your spine because it's bad alignment. Now you're losing more spaces like I showed in the model there, right? Here's a before and after of 14 weeks post x-ray. This person came with low back, leg pain, severe digestion problems, colitis. Well, you can see there's a clear difference anyway in those two x-rays, right? Before and after. Completely turned his spine around to better alignment. Here's a picture of fun of a look at the spine not being aligned there. Here's a correction. Okay? 5 months. That's just a scoliosis. We've done lots of scoliosis corrections here. Life expectancy. This is actually someone's spine. And then it's extremely scoliotic, right? Here's a before and after of Mike. Shoulder problems. Sorry, I'm not doing that. Sometimes my mind's on. You see how much forward it is? Now shoulder, the rotator cuff will be very effective. And then we get the after study, and we get the healthy after study of the neck. The shoulder problems went away, you avoided surgery, etc. Here's a 4-year-old child who initially was for treatment of chronic ear infections. You know it's completely, well, I already talked about the overutilization of antibiotics, right? It's completely disproven as using an antibiotic for an ear infection. It makes more recurrent ear infections. Okay, so chiropractic, well studied, plays a role in helping immunity be high, drainage being clear, in a healthy curve of the neck, healthy spinal alignment. That's three-dimensional, but healthy alignment, right? So how do we fix, right? You fix through exercise, right? Adjust and tractioning. Eat, E-A-T, okay? Now, there is another thing that's called decompression therapy. I'll show you a slide in 1 second, but that's a table. This is well studied. I have it here as a tool because it helps people's necks, backs, sciatica, pinched nerves, disc bulges. It's coming up, actually, a slide to tell you about that. This is low back tractioning that Sharon is doing there. Restore the curve of the back. We do neck traction, which is that picture, and then we do lots of wellness things, right? 3 types of chiropractic is relief, corrective, and wellness. 30–40% of people are here, they're not symptoms, there's no symptoms, but they're here just to stay well. Keep your spine healthy, maintain it, right? Your nerves, spine, and nerves. Right? And, are you adjusting someone? Alright, I'm getting to the exercise details. Here's fulcrums. It's a neck fulcrum. This is a low back traction unit. Sorry, neck traction unit. That's a posture pump. Well studied. Go to posturepump.com. You'll learn about its value. But you can learn all these exercises on my video and come into my weekly classes. Okay? Low back fulcrum. Fulcrums are excellent. Wobble chairs, tractioning, home exercises. In my class, I give a bunch of sheets, my weekly class. One of them is home care items. You ask, what can I do for home? Well, you can do regular stretching, which I'll demonstrate, I think, some top things I think you should consider. But I mean, these are items that will help you with your alignment, okay? So if you don't have them, I recommend them. This is like a starting kit. So we got motion seats, vitalizer, because movement is critical. If you're sitting posture at work, most people sit. Standing one place is not healthy either, but that won't help you if you're standing, right? But I mean, if you are sitting, then have something to move. Have a neck pillow because a third of your life is in sleep, right? You need a curved pillow. Do something in that world. I really recommend. Have a traction wedge, which is this. Okay, Nikos?